Hello everyone to our first episode on The Thinking Cap. I'm Riya, your co-host.
And I'm Zoe, your other co-host. Today we're going to do more of an introduction for our listeners to really understand who we are and what our purpose is with this podcast.
Absolutely. We have so many ideas and opinions and facts to share, but first we want everyone to understand who we are. Otherwise, at least in my opinion, it's just moot.
Yeah, I really agree. I think that learning who we are can play a big part in why we created this podcast too, actually.
True. So anyways, my name is Riya, and I'm a current junior in high school right now.
And my name is Zoe, and I'm a sophomore, and we actually go to the same school, and we do fencing together.
But our season just ended, so yeah, for our fencers out there, I'm a foil and Zoe's a saber.
Yep. Oh, we're getting off topic.
Oh, you're right. So as you know, we're both co-hosts, and in this podcast, we'll be the ones doing a lot of the talking, and of course, we'll have guests as well who talk as well.
And in this podcast, we really want to help educate listeners about how different factors can affect your mental health. Life can be influenced by so many overlapping elements, and understanding how these factors impact mental well-being can sometimes be really valuable. Not everyone goes through similar experiences, but we want to help all of you at least understand how some of these things can influence the way you're feeling.
A lot of these conversations about mental health are often led by adults who may not fully exactly relate to what high school students are experiencing today. As students ourselves, we've seen friends and classmates, family struggle with stress, grief, pressure, and just some unrealistic expectations. We wanted to create something that felt relatable and authentic, something created by students for students.
At the same time, we're both deeply passionate about science. We both took AP Bio, and we're both in Biology Olympiad too. Ria's our captain. Through this podcast, our goal is to connect students through shared experiences, spark curiosity about the science behind the brain, and promote greater awareness and understanding of mental health.
I couldn't have explained it better, Zoe. I think that at least in society today, our mental health is not given much thought, and with these episodes, we really want to help change that.
Yeah. For me personally, I've struggled a lot with anxiety and panic attacks, and I often felt like I was the only one struggling with these things and that it was something to be embarrassed about. But since then, I've learned that these issues are more common in people than you'd think, and opening up about them with others can help get rid of negative stigma.
That's really touching, Zoe. Thank you for sharing that. For me personally, I've really struggled with my mental health in the past, and I'm still learning how to navigate it. It really shaped who I am today and why some people are in my life today, actually. My journey had a huge impact on me. There were some ups and a lot of downs, but I think that over time I sort of learned a lot from it. Plus, I've always been interested in science. I've always found myself wanting to understand why I sort of felt the way I did. And that sort of curiosity led me to explore neuroscience and the biological and psychological factors behind emotions and mental well-being. As I began opening up and having conversations with others, I realized just how many people had experiences and stories to share.
I agree. Having conversations with others can be really beneficial. We often feel tempted to keep these things to ourselves, but keeping things inside can often make them worse.
Exactly. Those conversations were incredibly meaningful to me and ultimately inspired the idea for this podcast. The Thinking Cap is a way to create a space where students feel seen and understood and curious about their own mental health and the science behind it if they're interested.
The thing is, though, it's not just us in the podcast. We have a whole team with so many people behind the scenes with their own stories on why they participate. For example, I'm not only a co-host, but I'm part of the editing team, and I help out with some of the research that we do in preparation before the episodes are recorded.
Me too. I'm not just a co-host, but I also help coordinate our entire team. I post our episodes and I help hold meetings with so many different people, different teams, potential guests, And before we put our ideas down officially on paper and audio, I help make sure everything flows, just basically.
And we have our head writer, Sarina, who coordinates the writing team and organizes the scripts and outlines.
We have our head researcher, Kavya, who coordinates our research team and prepares research briefs for our guests and the writing team for us also. She plays a huge part in finding the upcoming studies, clinical trials, etc. that are relevant for our topic in particular episodes.
Our writing team, Monica, Sachi, and Abby, to list a few names, play a huge role in this podcast. They help us communicate our messages and what we want to say to you all. We love them so much for that.
Yes! Our research team also has a few people, Rich and Krisha. Rich is actually my sister. She's a freshman right now in where I go to school.
Oh yeah, you guys look really similar.
A lot of people have said that. I personally don't see it, but she's sweet and she's like really, really smart. Like, I love her.
I have an older brother and I also get told I look like him, but I also don't really see it.
That's so cute. I'm sure they'll be interested if they want to listen in.
Maybe, yeah, I hope so.
We have quite a few more members who are part of this as well. We have Audrey, who's our audio/recording and technical manager. She helps with deciding our recording method for the day, be it Zoom, voice memos, in person, etc. She helps Zoe edit episodes and tests our audio quality.
Monica not only helps with writing, but she's our guest coordinator and communications lead. She helps with communicating with our guests, setting up interviews. She's like our main point of contact before and after they're here.
We also will be building a social media account on Instagram, and my friend Angela, who will help run that. She's our social media and marketing lead and will announce things like episode drops and create announcements, so be sure to follow our page.
And last but not least, we have Cece. She helps track our growth for this podcast and helps coordinate the teams with me with feedback based on previous data.
Whoa, that was a lot of people. But seriously, this podcast could not have worked without any one of them, and this group of people are so passionate about what this podcast does and teaches. They all have their own reasons for joining, and that's just something I find really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. We have so many people who think differently, have diversity of thoughts and perspectives and experiences. I think especially in times like this, it's important to be thoughtful to one another and listen to everyone, because you never know what good may come of it.
Closing with that thought, we wanted to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, and keep your thinking cap on.
Thank you.
Bye.